For today's episode, we sit down and chat with Nathan Schomberg from Optimal Health Personal Training. Welcome everyone to episode 8 of the Next Level FitBiz show. Today we head out to Revesby in Sydney, New South Wales, and we have a chat with Nathan Schomberg from Optimal Health Personal Training. Nathan has been in the fitness industry for 9 to 10 years. He started his fitness industry journey up in Brisbane in Queensland as a personal trainer in a boutique personal training studio. Nathan has run Optimal Health Personal Training down here in Sydney for the last 5 years, but his business actually started up in Brisbane as a mobile PT provider for 2 years. Nathan's clientele has mostly been general pop, but he has also trained a few swimmers, basketball players, and also rhythmic gymnasts in the past. Something not many people know about Nathan outside of the fitness industry is that he hates spaghetti, but he is absolutely totally fine with any other pastas. So let's get on with today's episode. Let's head over to Revesby in Sydney, New South Wales, and have a chat with Nathan Schomberg from Optimal Health Personal Training. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Next Level FitBiz show. I'm here in Revesby in Sydney, New South Wales. And I'm here at Optimal Health Personal Training with Nathan. How are you going today, mate?
I'm good. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me out.
My pleasure.
All right. So first off, how long have you been in this facility out here?
We moved in July this year, so what's that? That's 3-4 months now we've been here. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And where were you before this location?
Just up the road. There's a high school about 5 minutes up the road, and we've been there for, this would have been year 5.
Okay.
We've been there.
Perfect.
So 5 years.
Yep, cool. And how big is this space that you have here?
Size-wise?
Yep.
Oh, look, this space that we're in right now, it's slightly shorter than about 50 square foot, but we also have access behind the camera there to a health and fitness space for group training. Yep. I don't know the specific dimensions, but it's big enough.
Okay, perfect, cool. And what are the type of demographic that you train here?
Demographic? So it's mostly, it's that 40 odd year age demographic. Mostly women are our clientele. I'm sure a lot of personal training and fitness businesses are. Look, it was nothing deliberate. We never set out to say, hey, that's the demographic that we serve. It just happened to just evolve into that. We do have a few handful of male clients, guys, but it's mostly that 40-year-old working mum looking for, wanting to feel better, looking to lose a little bit of weight. The kids are probably at a certain age where they're a little bit more self-sufficient, and so they can now spend a little bit of time, the women can spend a little bit of time working to their goals, what they want to achieve. Because we find that they're usually looking after everyone else in their lives. It's looking after the getting the family sorted, getting it working, and they're usually the last person that they look after. So we find that this is a great opportunity that they can now start to work on them.
Yeah. Cool. And what type of memberships do you offer? Is it like semi-private, group training, group only?
Yeah, so we've got multiple levels of membership. Group training, or we refer to it as team training, that's our group training setting, and there's a couple of options in there whether or not they want to choose some nutrition coaching along the side. Okay. Since moving here, we've introduced semi-private training, and so we limit that to a 4-person setting, a 4-person training environment, and they get the full suite. They get both the individualised program, still within a group environment, but the individualised programming as well as the nutritional coaching that they get through, Chris is nutrition certified, and so we do that through ProCoach, their online nutrition software. And then the third level is just one-on-one coaching, full intensive. The same services are provided from the semi-private as are the private, but obviously just not in in a group setting. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, cool. All right, so Nathan's now going to take us on a tour of the facility, and then we'll come and sit down and talk a little bit about business. Good.
Cool. Hey, it's Nathan from Optimal Health Personal Training, and let's go take a look at the gym. Come on through. So we've been here since July. This is a YMCA facility. This particular facility here at Bankstown City, or Revesby is the suburb, they don't have a gym, unlike a couple of other centres have access to a weights room, a facility. So by us working collaboratively, the OHPT and the YMCA, they can now offer a health and fitness service to their membership base. So we've been here since about July. We offer 3 types of training. We've got our group training, or we refer to it as team training, semi-private, and one-on-ones and private training sessions as well. So this is the group training setting. This is where the magic happens. And look, we've been here since July, like I mentioned, and still finding our feet. It's just getting used to. I'm very particular with how I operate and the flow of the session, the energy of the session. So we're still finding our feet, but things seem to be going well. No one's died yet, so it's always a positive. Look, the facility itself, it's very good. I do have to share the space. Definitely this health and fitness room here, I have to share that space with a few other community hirers. So the ideal schedule that I can offer just isn't available because I have to share that space. So if I'm wanting to use the facility or offer services in conjunction with, there's a dance instructor that uses the facility, there's a Zumba instructor that uses the facility, I don't have access to this room, and I'm in the weights room, as we refer to it. But look, come on down, let's have another look. From where we were, the facility that we were at previous to this, before July, was only about 50 square foot. We were working out of some facilities at a local high school. Basically, they had an opportunity. They had a setup there. They had a gym facility there. It was really, really basic, and they were looking for someone to kind of zhuzh it up and put their own spin on it and make it a little better. So we had that opportunity 5 years ago, to bring that up to speed, and that just evolved over time. We didn't have all the equipment that we wanted, but we got the essentials. And being that it was only 50 square foot, I had to be really selective about the equipment and the tools that I brought in there. So we just made a blanket ban on any machines. There was no machines in there, so it's all free weight stuff. And I find that's beneficial for my clients because a lot of them come from either a bad gym experience or no gym experience. The general rule, the general consensus is that when a person goes to a membership, goes to a gym and they sign up for their membership, the guys generally go curl in the squat rack and the women generally jump onto the treadmills and ellipticals and all the cross trainers. Now, like that's a very big generalization, but I get the flow-on effect from that. So the education, and they're forced to accept that there are no treadmills here, there are no machines here to jump on and sit on. So we teach them how to use their body and teach them how to use the free weights correctly. So in here we've got our weights room. Now look, a lot of the gear will come out of the room when we're doing our team training sessions, and we'll use it out here. So a lot of the kettlebells will come out here, the dead balls, those type of things. But in here, if someone's going to be doing the squats, the big 3, I'm definitely powerlifting biased in terms of my training. Big 3 being bench, deads, and squats. That's generally where we do them in here. Look, the semi-privates we limit to 4 people. One, from a space perspective, like if you look at this space, when we close these doors, when there's another hirer in here, it gets tight. I definitely wouldn't want to be training 5 people, so 4 people plus myself, 4 clients plus myself in here. It's tight. We have to be very strategic with how we not only program, obviously according to the client's goals, but also program in relation to where each individual is, how long they're going to be spending on that particular exercise, and how that relates to the rest of the group. So that's been a challenge for me since we've been here at the Y, but it's a challenge that I've enjoyed because it's helping me grow in terms of my programming skills, my abilities as a coach and a trainer. So look, this is the facility, this is where the magic happens, and I hope you can get something out of that.
Thank you for that tour, Nathan, that was awesome. So now we're going to sit down and talk a little bit about business. So the first thing I would guess I want to know is how is like semi-private and then compared to the one-on-one model like sort of growing your business and sort of helped with that sort of culture building and everything, relationship with your members?
Sure. So the semi-private was always something that I'd had an eye on for wanting to do. It just made sense. It makes sense. For a lot of individuals, a lot of the community, the price point for personal training for one-on-one is just out of their reach.
Yep.
So to have a lower cost program available, but still the individualized and the customized programming for that person, to me it just made sense. It's just a win-win for everyone. They still get the benefits of training and coaching. They get the benefits of the energy of a group. When you're trying, I think there's something really special about group training. If you get the right community together and they're all working, they might be working on individual goals, but they're working together and they're all going in the same direction, which is forward.
Yep.
I think there's something pretty special about that in a group training session. So to have that energy and then bring that back into a more specialized, customized, premium level of service, I think it's just a win for everyone. So it's helped from the bottom line in that aspect. I've now got another level of service that I can provide, another tier of income stream. So that's been beneficial for me.
Yeah, cool. And you mentioned in the introduction that you're precision nutrition certified.
Yeah.
So like when you're looking into, I say, more certifications and continuing educations, how important is having like a nutrition certification behind you? How important is that, especially running your business and helping your clients achieve results with the nutrition side of things? Like you can control the training, but it's what they have outside of here that you want to sort of get around and helping them more so, get better at their nutrition and what they eat. So basically, how has that sort of helped you in your business and things like that?
Yeah, so it's vital. It really is. Like in no way do I feel myself up to the standard of like a dietitian or a nutritionist. So we don't do meal plans. The PN method is not meal plans. It's all about habit-based coaching. So for me that sat well, because I never felt comfortable diagnosing or prescribing, or as what PN referred to it, the medical nutrition therapy. It's just out of my scope, and unfortunately I'm someone who's bound by morals and ethics, and so I just couldn't step over that line and just go down that route. So PN, like if people don't know, like they're considered the gold standard for nutrition coaching for personal trainers and fitness professionals. And I think it's a nice platform that if nutrition is something that's really important to you from a professional standpoint, that could be a nice platform to head into tertiary education, like going down the path of dietitian and nutritionist. So, but look, how has it helped me? Well, everyone needs nutrition. I wouldn't say it's more important or less important. I think it's just as important as exercise. It's two sides of the same coin, really. And so prior to that, it was a lot of just hit and miss, throwing the net out, hoping something sticks. With PN, it really like streamlines and gets to the crust of what people need, and what they want as well. It's and so from a coaching perspective, it's helping me because now I have more value to my clients. I can offer them another level of service. With the semi-private and the private, that's included in their package. When it comes to the team training, so the group training sessions, it's an add-on service that they can opt into.
Okay, cool, awesome. And also in the tour, you're basically saying like you didn't have any machines when you first started out. It was mainly like med boards and kettlebells.
Correct.
So when you're first starting a facility, whether it's a small or big facility, what are some of the things you might want to consider equipment-wise when you go into purchase for your gym?
It's a good question. I think for me it was, I didn't want to be tied down. I didn't want to be known as the kettlebell guy, or the TRX guy, or the barbell guy, or the bodyweight guy, or I didn't want to like pigeonhole myself in there. My approach to fitness and training is like, I see that approach that works with that particular niche and training modality. I'm going to take the elements of that and apply that to my business, and over there I'm going to take that element that fits with what I represent and what I feel is important for OHPT. The end goal, the reason I do that is because I want to give the best level of service and the best opportunity for my clients to succeed. That's what it comes down to. The purpose, my mission, OHPT's mission, is to bring joy and passion to people's lives through health and fitness. So that's the question I always ask. Does this bit of machinery, is that going to help me bring more joy and passion to someone's life through what we do here, through health and fitness? Yes or no? And once I can boil that down to that one particular question, then it's really easy. I don't need to then think about, do I need to get this right? Do I need to get that right? Like, it's just, does this help me pursue my goal and bring more joy and passion to someone's life? Yes or no? And then we move on. So really, having that why, I think, is important. Kind of gone off point there a little bit with the question about equipment. So when we first started out, we didn't have everything. The space was limited. Even where we were at the school, we had the room was literally cut in half. As about 6 months later, we got the okay to expand out. So prior to that, it was really, again, space was a premium, so we had to be very selective about the equipment that we had. There were no kettlebells at the time. Basically, it was one flat bench, squat stand, a couple of dumbbells, and that was really it. A couple of medicine balls, that was it. We weren't offering group training at the beginning, but then as we expanded, we started offering, all right, I need some more equipment. And obviously, having sufficient enough equipment that the clients don't feel like they're missing out. And that's one thing I've noticed with the semi-privates, is that at the time when we first started, I was really cautious about an us and them, developing an us and them mentality where when we were at the school, everyone was squatting, everyone was doing bench, everyone was doing deads. When we moved here, still getting the feel of how I was going to operate and how I wanted to do the sessions, the group sessions kind of took a bit of a backward step in terms of they weren't doing all the bench, they weren't doing all the squats, they weren't doing all the deads. And so I was very cautious about having that us and them mentality, and that related to the equipment. So obviously I'm not going to take out the racks, the squat racks, and place them out there. We're going to keep all that stuff in here. So that was something we had to negotiate and work around. But at the end of the day, we're training movements, not muscles, and the kettlebell's a tool. I usually say the kettlebell's a tool, the dumbbell's a tool, the barbell's a tool, the trainer's a tool. They're all tools that you can use to get the desired training effect. So once people kind of understood that, they were okay with it. But I felt there was just a little bit of angst with now that we've moved. Yeah, Nathan, it's great that you're growing and building, but I'm now not getting the same level of service that I was previously at the other gym. So what are you going to do about that? So that's been a bit of a challenge to work around that.
Yeah.
Having moved here, the idea was that we expand, more exposure, more potential for more clients. And so as we've grown in the short space of time that we've been here, I have been able to get a little bit more equipment in. We've been able to get a few more kettlebells and put out some barbells outside. So not some barbells, some pull-up bars, beg your pardon. So that's working.
Yeah.
It's working. The clients seem to be happy. No one's died. So it's always a good thing when that happens.
Yeah, perfect, cool. All right, so we spoke about equipment, we've spoken about space, memberships. Now, when it comes to like sort of starting a business and getting the coaching around the business side of running a fitness facility, where have you had any business coaching yourself, or like what would you sort of recommend as far as like coaching to like about business? Yeah,
so I do have a coach right now. We've been working together for pushing up close to 2 years now.
Okay, cool.
And look, prior to that, I never had any business coaching.
Yep.
So it's like my background, like my family background and my personal background is not, like we're not very strong in the business acumen. So that's always been an area of focus, of critique for me. The training comes naturally. Like I'm a trainer by trade. That's fine. It's the things that challenge us that are usually the things that we need to focus on. The things that we find difficult are usually the things that we need to focus on and work on the most. And of course, if you don't have that coach, that someone's there to push you and encourage you and support you in that, then those challenging things, it's very easy to push them to the side, out of sight, out of mind, and then you focus on the things that come easy and natural to you. So yes, I do have a business coach. I believe that everyone should have a coach. Only from the experience that I have had, I think I was quite lucky. I hit the jackpot with the coach that I'm working with right now. Very similar. It was funny how it happened. I reached out to him and said, hey, look, I'm looking for a coach. What do you recommend? And at that time, he was just started to put his foot into coaching. He was a trainer himself, and he was starting to shift out of that into business coaching.
Yeah.
And so he gave me a couple of options. Yeah, these guys are good. These guys are good. Oh, by the way, I also do it at the same time. And when I first wrote that, when I first reached out to him, I thought, man, it'd be great if like he did this like himself, because I feel like our values and our personalities are very similar in alignment. And then when he replied back, yeah, I do this, I was like, oh, perfect, bingo. So that started that process. And it was funny. It's probably the first year, and even ongoing now, but a lot more business sense. But that first year, the coaching was more for me.
Yeah.
I think business ownership is one of the best self-development tools anyone can undertake. Like, it's good to read a book, and it's good to go to seminars and workshops, but if you've got a business, like you run your own business, like, man, like, you need to grow in order for the business to grow. And so for the first year at least, it was a lot of coaching for me personally, in terms of the confidence, the ability, the reminder that I got was like, hey, you can do this, and yeah, you are worthy of having the business of your dreams. And so that's been the biggest benefit for me, especially like prior to being here in Sydney. Up in Brisbane, worked in a private, like a boutique personal training studio.
Okay.
And that was good because we had 4 or 5 coaches, trainers in the shop at any one time, and that was cool because then you could bounce ideas off each other.
Cool.
So one of the big things I've found, and the biggest challenges I've found, is the isolation. So being here, being by myself, just like there's no one else training with me, no other staff. It's challenging to not be able to bounce ideas off. So having that business coach has been beneficial, just to have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to go home and talk about work to family, but I think someone that gets it, that understands what you are actually experiencing, what you're going through, someone that's been there and done that, and also has the results you're looking for. I think that's really important if you are looking for a business coach, that you need to do your due diligence and find someone that has the runs on the board, has the previous experience, but also comes from a very similar background. It's one thing to have, like, you don't want that total contrast in trainer. I think there should be some similar things, or it's like, hey, I know, like, that's the gym that I want, that person has it, how do I get that?
Yeah.
And then find someone that can help you do that. And the big thing about coaching, I think, is it's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. It's as frustrating as it is. You still have to do the work. Yeah. And they can guide you, they can encourage you, and support you, and give you the right information and tools. But at the end of the day, it comes down to that individual. It comes down to me. If it's going to be, it's up to me. As they say. So that's been an interesting, fascinating insight to owning a business.
Yeah. Perfect, cool. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to episode number 8 of the Next Level Fitbiz Show. Now, don't forget, you can find all the links to the Optimal Health Personal Training social media accounts by clicking in the links below, like their Facebook page, to keep up to date with what's going on at Optimal Health Personal Training. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last episode for 2017. We'll be back in January 18 for episode number 9, where we head to North Wollongong, so down south, to have a chat with David Macquarie from DMAC Fitness. So we wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Now, don't forget to keep your eyes on the Instagram and Facebook page. I'll be uploading a bit more content over the holiday season, but we'll be back with another episode of the Next Level Fitbiz Show on January 18. Hope to see you then.